Hello friends, we are in the new part of the transfer news. The transfer period continues. We are evaluating the news on the agenda today. 95% of those who watched me were not subscribed. If you like my videos, don't forget to subscribe. Sergio Romero completes a second Premier League loan move in the space of just a few months. The Spanish left-back had failed to suitably impress at Manchester United, leading to the Red Devils triggering the break clause in his contract to cut short his season-long loan from Tottenham. Moreover, the return of Luke Shaw to full fitness further complicated matters, with United deciding they didn't need him anymore. However, Romero will continue to feature in the English top flight as he has completed yet another loan move to Brentford. Romero visited Brentford's training facilities on Wednesday afternoon to complete the formalities of the transfer, which does not have an option to buy. Tottenham will continue to pay a portion of his salary, with chairman Daniel Levy agreeing to the terms of the deal. Inter Miami are all set to sign Pumas defender Nicolas Freire on loan for the upcoming 2024 MLS season. Freire, who turns 30 next month, spent the first half of the 2023-24 season on loan at Olympiacos, but he is now all set to cut short his spell in Greece and head to the US as the Herons are on the verge of finalizing a loan deal with his parent club Pumas. Lionel Messi's club are in search of a new central defender after Kamal Miller moved to Portland Timbers. Inter Miami initially wanted to recall Leandro Gonzalez Pires, who was on loan at River Plate, but after the Argentine Giants made his transfer permanent, they chose to look elsewhere. Ajax star Brian Brobby reveals he rejected a move to Manchester United in 2022 despite a call from Erik ten Hag. The 21-year-old striker has opened up about the time when Manchester United boss Erik ten Hag personally called to convince him to join the Premier League giants from Leipzig, but he decided to turn down the more lucrative offer in favor of rejoining Ajax. The Netherlands international moved to Leipzig from the Dutch club in 2021 but returned on loan after just 6 months. At the start of the 2022-23 season, he made his move permanent and rejoined the Sons of God. Speaking to Der Telegraph, the player said, "Erik ten Hag called me and said that at United, my agent would get millions of euros and I could earn a multiple of my Ajax salary. But our decision was clear, we wanted to go to Ajax." Jordan Henderson could leave Al Ettifaq this month without being paid for any of the time he has spent playing for the Saudi Arabian club. The midfielder has not earned any money from his time in the Middle East since he joined from Liverpool last summer. He signed a deal worth a reported £350,000 per week, but the Telegraph claims those wages were deferred and, as he is set to leave the club this month, he will forego the full payment. The midfielder and Al Ettifaq have mutually agreed to the termination of his contract just 6 months after he signed with the club. He is expected to join Ajax, having flown to Europe to organize a deal with the Dutch side. He already has an agreement in principle with the Eredivisie giants. Manchester United winger Facundo Pellistri is expected to join La Liga side Granada on loan for the rest of the season. The 22-year-old looks set for a temporary move to relegation-threatened Granada, with United seemingly deciding against finding a permanent transfer for the player. The move will be the player's third loan move to Spain, having played for Alaves in 2 separate spells. Pellistri had been linked with a host of clubs from Villarreal to LA Galaxy, but it seems he may have one last opportunity to make it at Old Trafford if he can impress in Andalusia. 6 teams are vying to sign Calvin Phillips from Manchester City in the January transfer window, with the midfielder's future set to be decided. Barcelona and Atletico Madrid have joined the race to sign the England international as he looks for an escape from a torrid time at City. Meanwhile, Crystal Palace and West Ham have been monitoring his situation, and long-term admirers Newcastle and Juventus are still in for him. Newcastle were said to be preparing to walk out of talks with City due to the terms of the Premier League champions' demands. The Magpies felt the loan fee City wanted was too high and did not want a deal that included an obligation to buy. Juventus were also finding it tough to reach an agreement with his club, but both teams are still hopeful of a deal. Goncalo Ramos has had his future at Paris Saint-Germain future thrown into doubt after a poor start to life in the French capital. PSG signed Ramos as part of a significant summer overhaul in their attacking core, but he hasn't hit the ground running in Paris, failing to break into the starting 11, and could already be on the chopping block. The Portuguese's signing was reportedly pushed through by football advisor Luis Campos, who had actively pursued Ramos for nearly 2 years. Luis Enrique, according to the report, had little say in the acquisition, and doesn't view him as an ideal fit for his fluid front three. PSG star Kylian Mbappe opened up a new layer of intrigue surrounding his future in an interview that hinted his future may lay away from Europe. The 25-year-old struck a philosophical tone when he spoke to GQ, reflecting on the number of players that have departed Europe in the past 12 months, name-checking former Paris Saint-Germain colleagues Lionel Messi and Neymar, who have moved to MLS and the Saudi Pro League at Inter Miami and Al Hilal respectively. Mbappe appears to be open to the option of leaving European football behind, stating that sooner or later it will be his turn to leave. Many great players who have left their mark on football history have left Europe this summer, and we are entering a new era of football, Mbappe told GQ. It's the normal cycle of this sport, and at one point it will be my turn to leave. These changes do not concern me, and I am simply thinking of continuing my career following my own path. While recruitment departments, agents and accountants continue to work on his future behind the scenes, Mbappe continues to rattle in the goals on the field, having scored 19 goals in just 17 League One appearances this season. A cup tie with third-tier Orleans on Saturday night offers a good opportunity to keep his current scoring streak for PSG going. Leipzig star Lois Openda revealed that Didier Drogba has served as his chief inspiration as he looks to make his own path at the top levels. Openda has taken no time at all to adjust to life in the Bundesliga as he continues to prove himself as one of the most dynamic young forwards in world football. Having joined the club from Lens this summer, Openda finds himself third in the league in scoring with 11 goals, behind only Harry Kane and Sergio Romero. He added 4 further goals in Champions League play, helping Leipzig finish second in their group behind Manchester City. His success in the Bundesliga continues a series of successive breakout seasons for the young striker. After scoring 37 goals across 2 seasons on loan with Vitesse, the ex-Club Brugge forward made the move to Lens in 2022, spending just 1 season in France before earning a big switch to Leipzig behind a 21-goal campaign. Just 23, Openda has his sights on reaching the highest levels, and he has a role model in Drogba that he continues to look to as an example of how to reach those levels. Cameron Carter-Vickers could join USA teammate Matt Turner at Nottingham Forest, but 2 other Premier League clubs are also interested in him. The defender has been a standout player for Celtic since he arrived on loan from Tottenham in August 2021. He was part of Ange Postecoglou's double-winning side, with the Hoops eventually making his move permanent for £6 million. Carter-Vickers' stock continues to rise in Scotland, which has led Forest to consider submitting a bid for the 26-year-old. USA star Sergio Dest admits returning to Barcelona would be too difficult under Xavi, as he contemplates staying at PSV permanently. The fullback joined the Dutch side on loan in the summer in a renewed attempt to get more playing time after seeing his minutes limited under Xavi at Barcelona. And Dest has thrived in the Netherlands, scoring once and assisting twice to help PSV storm into a 12-point lead at the Eredivisie Summit. Those performances have reportedly seen the club interested in making the deal permanent, but Dest was non-committal in that regard, and also made it clear that a reunion with Xavi wasn't likely anytime soon. The 23-year-old told Dutch outlet 6 when pressed on PSV's transfer intentions, "I think Barcelona, PSV and I have something to say about that. And right now it's too early to talk about that. Every player has his goals and every player wants to play at the top. That also applies to me. In the long term I would like to return to the level where I came from. But a season like this, I just have to enjoy it. So I have my full focus at PSV at the moment. And at the end of the season we will look further. Maybe I'll stay, maybe I'll go." Malik Tillman is in a similar situation with PSV and Bayern, but fortunately we don't have to resolve it yet. On a potential return to Barcelona, Dest added, "Only if the situation changes there. Xavi is still there now. So at the moment no, that will be too difficult."